It was completely dark. I had just jolted awake, and I was trying to figure out what sound had done it. I was really listening, but my eyes were still closed. I was trying to figure out, where am I? What am I doing here? So I started to take in my surroundings. I'm in a twin bed in my childhood home. I'm home for the weekend from college because my grandmother had just passed away. And as I'm lying there, I'm listening, and that sound happens again. And I fill with terror because I've recognized what it is. Now, these used to be bunk beds, so the twin bed next to me is where my grandfather was staying for the weekend. And the sound that I'd heard was him sobbing. I'd never heard that sound before, not from him. I'd never seen anything other than completely straight face. He was really well known for this kind of like resting grumpy face thing. But he did it with such a dry wit that it was almost admirable. Me and my siblings liked trying to make him break. So on Christmas, whoever opened the first present got to go pin the bow on Grandpa's bald head. That was our way of trying to crack the armor a little bit. And I don't think we ever succeeded. My grandmother was the expressive one. She would absolutely beam when you walked into her room, light up, fill you with just complete warmth. And then she would throw her arms wide and wait as you made your way to her across the room to give her a hug. And then she would hold on for way too long, but it was awesome. So as I'm listening to my grandfather sob, I have no idea what to do. The only time I've ever seen him come close to displaying the emotions he was feeling was when he would sing to my grandmother on their anniversaries. And then they would take to the stage and they would dance together. And as I'm laying there, completely still, eyes still closed, I'm trying to figure out what to do. Should I console him? Should I do nothing? And it dawns on me that he's been around family all weekend, and he's chosen this moment in the middle of the night to let his guard down, to not keep his composure. And my family, keeping your composure is currency, especially if you're a male identifying person. It's never been modeled to me to display emotions differently. I didn't know how to make his pain go away in that moment. I wanted to reach out, to squeeze his shoulder, to give him a hug, to let him know that he wasn't as alone as maybe he thought he was. He was surrounded by family, even though it was in his son's house, in his grandson's room, with fire truck bed sheets. But we lost someone we loved too. And I wish we could have shared that more openly. Even my dad didn't really know how to display what he was feeling. He stayed super busy during the funeral, checking on other people. He doesn't have quite as good a resting grumpy face, but he was trying. So as I'm thinking about reaching over, the thing that really stuck with me and made me hesitate was when I was a kid, I would dress up and put my grandmother's beads on and clomp around in her high heels to try to make people laugh. It worked. But not for my grandfather or my dad. I remember feeling like they actually didn't like it at all. And so I had a chance laying there thinking about what to do. Am I going to keep my composure, or can I reach out and share this moment with my grandfather? And I didn't. I still think about it. I did choose in that moment to try to give him a different kind of gift. I wanted to give him the privacy that he had always carved out for himself. I hope it was enough. I hope he was able to grieve in that moment. They had been married, he and my grandmother, for over 50 years. I can't imagine what that loss felt like for him. They never really spent time apart. They were always together. And I didn't know how to make his loneliness go away, but hopefully I could help him deal with it in the way that he wanted to. The men in my family are taught to keep their composure. The gift I chose to give my grandfather was his privacy. But it wasn't until later, after he had passed and I had missed the chance to tell him all of this, that I realized the gift that he had given me, which is that in our family, where keeping your composure mattered so much, he helped me realize that I could choose. And so now every time I tell my friends that I love them or give them a big hug that lasts just a little too long, I think of my grandfather, and I appreciate that gift. Thank you.